right, Detroit. Come on. Okay. Detroit, we got fans from 32 teams right down here, and of course, all the Detroit faithful in the back. Welcome to all of you, and most importantly, thank you to Detroit. You guys have been awesome. All right. You ready to get the show on the road? Okay, the 2024 NFL Draft is now underway. The Chicago Bears are now on the clock.
And the loudest boos reserved for the Bears fans. There's 8 Mile. With all due respect, Barry Sanders is 10 Mile. 10.4 miles of all-purpose yards. In case you're wondering, Calvin is 6.7 mile out there. What a great way, along with 3 of the more popular current Detroit Lions out there, to put the Bears on the clock. All right, Daniel, you have the floor on Caleb Williams.
Yeah, it looks like that will be the pick here. That is the expectation. And really, it was the expectation after the 2022 season, before this past season even started, he would be the first overall pick. It was not a smooth ride this year for him in the USC program. The talent around him had deteriorated, but the talent that he possesses is undeniable. We can go to the video. I can show you why everybody in Chicago now has hope. When you watch Caleb, dynamic playmaker, and it shows up repeatedly, it's littered through his tape. From the pocket, that's one of the questions. Can he play from the pocket? Well, when he's protected, absolutely. You'll see him work through reads and deliver the ball accurately. Over the top, deep throws. He can touch it up and fit it right in the bucket. But this is the fun stuff. Off schedule, off platform, velocity and accuracy, especially to the left. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody go to the left, snap your hip like this, and deliver the ball right on the money for the USC Trojans. We learned of him. This is the first time against Texas. They're down against their rival at Oklahoma. He goes into the ball game. He leads the Sooners back, and they go on to win that ball game. One of the interesting things that Ryan Poles said through this process, the general manager of the Chicago Bears, he said there's quarterbacks that are artists and there's quarterbacks that are surgeons. Caleb Williams has majored in artistry. He's minored as a surgeon. That's going to need to flip for him at the next level for him to be successful. But the talent, guys, is undeniable.
But if you're laying on that table, you want both. Okay? You want the artist and the surgeon who is taking care of you, and Caleb Williams can provide that. And what I'm thinking about when I watch this, Daniel's already gone through the accolades, tells you what he's about. Joel's seen him on tape and in person. He can tell you more about that. Here's what I'm looking at. This is a Chicago franchise that's built up around him before he even arrives. Offensive line has gotten better. They got Darnell Wright last year. The receiving core has gotten beefed up. Keenan Allen has come over. DJ Moore in the last 2 years. Cole Kmet's locked up at tight end. They bring in DeAndre Swift at running back. So they're giving him talent, plus a defense that really played well at the end of last year. That helps a young quarterback. And last but not least, he goes into a division, and they have to have this guy because Detroit is out there with Jared Goff.
Yep.
Green Bay's out there with Jordan Love. This quarterback's got to give them that opportunity, and Minnesota's going to try and do the same chasing tonight, Joel Klatt, and find their QB.
It looked like he just, by the way, got a phone call.
That's right.
He was playing Wordle. I think the word Bears is what he was putting into the Wordle. But it does look like we're finally seeing some activity here. I'm
gonna further this whole notion about being surgical and a magician, and he is kind of a combination of the two. You know, when I watched Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech, this guy was a magician outside of the pocket, and we have not seen somebody that can be surgical outside of the pocket when he's creating, like Patrick Mahomes, until Caleb Williams. This is his superpower, guys. As soon as he breaks contain, watch the power, the accuracy that he throws with on the run. You just hold your breath because you know it's going to be spectacular. And DJ, you touched on it, throwing to his left. That one against Colorado earlier in the tape that you showed, I was in the booth and my jaw hit the floor. You cannot make those throws. The off-platform velocity and arm talent that he has is second to none.
There, Ryan Poles is now on the phone. The first time when we looked at the Bears draft room, they were all just sitting there staring ahead and wondering, when can we start actually doing the inevitable? Because Caleb Williams took one top 30 visit. It was to Chicago. The Bears had one quarterback come visit them. It was Caleb Williams. This was obvious from the start. Now Matt Eberflus is saying hello, and we say hello to Kurt Warner. Kurt?
Well, guys, for a guy that had no artistry, I appreciate the artistry of Caleb Williams. But I still believe that this game at the NFL level is won by being surgical, by playing inside the pocket. I watch film every week, and the teams that have the best chance week in and week out are the quarterbacks that play on schedule, play on time, and then give you the artistry of 2 or 3 times a game. That is exactly what I believe Caleb Williams has the capabilities of doing. But as you said, DJ, they have got to flip what we saw last year at USC. Make him inside the pocket first, and then allow that artistry to come out only when need be.
No doubt, and I think, home run hitter is a positive, but also a negative. There were times last year he got bored with completions. He'd have a shallow cross right in front of him. He'd bypass it looking for a home run down the field. In the NFL, you've got to take those completions. You can't become bored with them. One positive, you mentioned the defense with the Bears. Last year, USC's defense was 123rd in scoring defense. Every series when you're watching tape, it felt like there was another 7 points on the other side. He's not going to have to go point chasing like he did in college.
And if that happens, that changes how you go about things. And you get, you're going to get bored with completions because you need points. So you're trying to jam the ball downfield and do all those things. Joel, you made such a great point about Mahomes and all. I'm going to add one other to you because Kurt just talked about it. Win from the pocket, those few times out of the pocket, be surgical. Aaron Rodgers is that guy. Because when Aaron Rodgers gets outside the pocket, he does not throw the check down. He throws to kill downfield. That's what you're going to want to get from Caleb Williams as they try and chase down Green Bay and Detroit.
Real quick, Rich, are we sure they weren't calling the Panthers to thank him and then calling Caleb?
Hey, man.
Are you sure about that?
Phone call?
Yeah.
And again, the Bears have a second-round pick in next year's draft from that trade. The last time the Bears used the first overall pick in an NFL draft, 77 years ago, in 1947, when they took a running back out of Oklahoma State, Bob Fenimore, known better as the Blonde Bomber. That's the last time they used the first overall pick in a draft. And as we all know, they had it last year and traded it to Carolina, and here we are tonight.
The point chasing is such a good point because USC last year, they were in every game, but only because Caleb was being Superman in all of those games. If you go back the year prior, when he had better wide receivers around him, you did see some of that surgical play from the pocket.
He almost got that team into the college football playoff.
That's right,
in that first year.
Pulled hamstring away from possibly getting hurt in a Pac-12 game.
So the dream of Caleb Williams becoming the first overall pick in the draft is finally about to be realized, and Chicago's Bears fans who are hoping for a second coming at quarterback about to hear the name of Caleb Williams from the draft stage. Roger Goodell heading out right now to make this selection known, and then the intrigue will begin with the Washington Commanders on the clock.
In his eyes, and ever since I talked with him as a true freshman when he was at Oklahoma, this is what he has been dreaming of. Not only this moment, but being the #1 pick. This has been his goal. He wants to go to an organization, and as he told me, change the culture. He wants to be that engine for the Chicago Bears.
Do you remember the name Johnny Lujak at all? Johnny Lujak was the last great quarterback. Excuse me, Sid Luckman. That's the name. The last great quarterback the Bears had that was consistent. Sid Luckman. You got to go back a long way for that. They thought they had it in Jim McMahon. It didn't happen except for one season when they won the Super Bowl. They thought they were going to get the long-term run. This is where they think the long-term run starts. Starts here with Caleb Williams.
When I asked the guys in their personnel department, what did you